Full disclaimer, this is my first pair of boots after only buying skate shoes the last 10 years basically. And I only ride a motorbike for just 1 year. So please take this review with a grain of salt. You only really need all-weather shoes in Sydney for around 3 months of the year. But alas, I think the time was ripe to do some boot research. And oh boy, the boot iceberg runs deep. And I think I only scratched the surface. Interestingly enough, I had my first boot-related conversation with a fellow motorbiker and photographer. I like the fact that some subcultures are really detail-oriented and run quite deep. And you can bond over little things like this. I quickly found out that Doc Martens are basically trash and hardly better than my sneakers, so I moved past those quickly. Same as the retail stores around here, even though the shoes are sometimes very, very pricey, similar to Doc Martens, the quality is not up to par. I also looked at quite a few motorbike brands, but those are generally very, very pricey, and I'm not a big fan of single purpose built things usually. Even though I know that there are significant more safety features that definitely make sense in the worst case scenario, which, knock on wood, I hopefully won't find myself that soon. A very common Aussie-made brand, Williams. I read and heard about the newer models that the quality dipped quite a bit, or the value for money is not there anymore. Also, most of them are quite dressy, and I needed something that would protect me against slipping in wet weather. And yeah, not slipping was basically my second requirement after a proper full leather build. I didn't take much time to stumble across Thursday, the company, and their boots, of course. And I got lucky finding a fairly reasonably priced pair of Captain boots with the Storm Rider sole for almost half price. This color maybe is not my first choice, but style-wise, I would say that was not really a criterion for me, or a big criterion. And generally, I would not consider myself a very stylish person. I generally don't know what I'm wearing and how to combine things. I guess I have to do much more research about that if I ever get into that scene more. I think I know why they might be a little bit cheaper, because I saw that this part of the shoe has a little crack here, and only the right shoe size had that. You can tell me if this color works well with black pants, which I mostly wear while riding. Sizing boots I found fairly complicated. I did not have a store around here, or I'm generally not great in going to stores for shopping. So I had to find a place that offered for free returns, basically, at least one try. So you can try the sizes that are usually close to what you usually wear. I think that was the right way to do it, because I had to order 2 sizes to find the size that worked for me. Yeah, so how do they hold up after the first month of riding? I think pretty good. Again, the color might have been not perfect. For my shifter, I'm getting marks on my shoe. I look after them. I wax them, used mink oil, and I think that's what you're supposed to use with them. Also, FYI, I only work in an office, so I'm not using them as a work boot, otherwise I would have put that in the title. The most walking they get is probably on photo walks, which they already handled a solid 8-hour day of walking. And yeah, but it took at least a week for me to break them in. It was quite rough at the beginning. I basically only wore them for barely half a day at the start. and I had to invest in some proper socks as well. Yeah, that's the stuff you learn afterwards, that your sneaker socks are not up for this task. It's funny how like boots are similar to photography or making videos or riding a motorbike. You always need like a little extra piece. You cannot just buy a pair of shoes and be done with it. So yeah, after a month, nothing broke. They still look good, possibly even better since new, and they're as comfortable as my sneakers, and I would say less stinky, which is very good for me. For riding in particular, I think they're great. They're really like they're not slipping at all. I'm very stable on my foot pegs. I can easily stand up as well. Unfortunately, I don't have a video of that. Um, yeah, and they're not slipping at all with this Luxo style. The biggest scratch I got on my right foot, which is not working as much while riding the bike, kicking probably some rocks, going over a little trail to do some filming as well for my friend on the bike. So yeah, I think every little scratch makes those shoes look cooler. So I can't wait to wear them more, see how they go in summer here. I'm a bit worried about that, as I am generally too warm most of the time. But I guess if I go for longer rides, I still wear those. Definitely make me feel more confident and more safe. Yeah, also the higher toe cap helps shifting. I feel like with my very low sneakers, I have to lift my foot almost off the peg to upshift. So yeah, that's great too. I found out afterwards that Thursday also makes more moto specific boot with the side zip, something called Casa Moto. But yeah, I found out about that afterwards. I was at the iceberg. I'm still researching boots now. This is part of my feed. I had one instance of rolling my ankle almost, and I think the higher profile and the tight um, ties around the ankle helped me to not snap my ankle, which I was very happy about. Something similar happened when I got off the bike and I was a bit unstable and the bike fell towards me. Didn't fall, but yeah, I really had to make an extra step, and extra grip and stability really helped. So I'm sure there's plenty of people gonna say I should wear proper motorbike boots, but I think obviously they would be better. But this is significantly better than wearing sneakers. You can go more safe, but I think there's like diminishing returns with safety, and with those ones you are on the upper echelon of safety, both for wear and for the ankle stability. As an old skateboarder, ankle stability is quite important for me. And also, as an old skateboarder, I know my way around grippy shoes, and definitely in wet weather, shoes like that will grip better than a solid pair of skate shoes. Which I'm very happy about is that the captains have the speed rings, and I think every first time boot buyer probably should get boots with speed rings. That makes getting in and out of them much easier and much faster. And I'm not sure if I would ever go for a pair without that. And I think I prefer the speed rings over the Casa Moto zipper entry. Only mistake I possibly made is with this one's apparently, or not apparently, the captain's. There's not a real toe cap. It's just one single layer on over the toe, which you can see is where I wear out my toes probably the most. But yeah, if you want to see how those shoes look after a year, you probably should drop me a follow, and I will probably update that at some point. What else can I say about those? I'm so happy with the boots and with the brand that I'm thinking of investing in a real pair of sneakers from them as well. Yeah, that's basically if I buy something from the same company again, that's usually as big of an endorsement as I can give. And yeah, I'll see how I swap between those and the sneakers in the Aussie summer if I wear shoes at all. On the bike, I always will wear shoes, of course. But yeah, more than often going down to the beach, you will see me in sandals and or barefoot. Thanks for listening. I hope that was entertaining or helpful. Let me know what you think about those. Cheers. Thank you.